Okay, so here, with the inside of the steering column, there's a pin. There's a pin. This pin here has a spring that goes on it. You slide the spring on it, like this. And there's a retainer washer that goes on the very tip of this. That's the retainer washer right there. And I took that out of the inside of the ignition. Right there, where that hole is. To try to see if I can relieve the ignition itself so it can slide out. Because from what they saying, that it will slide out from the backside. So mine is not sliding out from the backside. I just don't see it. I'm pulling on it right now. And mine is not coming off. The steering column is not coming off. Now, this collar is stuck on here due to the ignition actuator being hooked onto this right here. You can see it. It's hooked right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I'm hooked, caught up right here. Now, the ignition actuator is hooked on some sort of mechanism inside of this column right here. And I've tried to pry the actuator out, tilt the column in to get it off the hook of the ignition actuator, and I'm having a hard time. So I took the spring out of here, this here, out of the inside of the column to see if it'll relieve the actuator, and that's not the case. So there's something else holding the actual actuator on the backside, inside of the column, on. Now, see, the actuator, my actuator is not coming out. I can't pull mine out. I tried everything pulling it out, and it's not coming out like that. That's the slide of the ignition actuator right there. That's inside of the steering column. I'm pulling this, and it will not come out for nothing. It's not coming out. And also, in my steering wheel column, the actual ignition actuator doesn't seem broke. From what I'm seeing here, it's not even broke inside of my ignition. That's crazy. So I'm about to go see if there's something else that I'm missing. And they're saying something about a punch. Now, there's some pins here on each side of the steering column. Pin. They saying use a punch to punch them out. And this assembly right here will come off. So that's what I'm about to do. I'll leave that out. That hole right here. That hole right here is where that pin goes in at right there. And that lock washer on the back goes in on the back side of it.